Hi everybody. Hey, Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. Hope you had a wonderful Sunday. And now I am here to share with you some quick cards that I made this afternoon, as a matter of fact. Yes, I was that far behind on being prepared, but they go that quick. And it makes use of the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper. This paper is retiring. So be sure and get some because you can make some awesome cards with this. It's also discounted. So that's another reason to get some now. So anyway, I wanted the paper to kind of be the focal point. So I made these 3 cards and plus I wanted to use up my paper. I've been doing some spring cleaning, and I told a couple of my friends that I'm concerned that I might be next showing up on the television show Hoarders. So I thought I'd better hurry up and do some cleaning. And that's when I realized, man, I got a lot of designer series paper. So I wanted to, that was another reason for doing this. So, okay, first one. Fairly simple. You know my love for top folding cards, and I'm in the groove of doing the first layer of the 5 by 3 3/4 with just a small layer or a panel underneath. So that's what I did. I used the designer series paper for that. Now, the other thing I have done is cover my envelope. So the envelope is decorated just like the card. So to do that with this card here, obviously you start, well, not obviously, this paper comes 6 by 6. So what I want you to do is to cut this first at 3 3/4, all right? Because that 2 1/4 that you have cut off is what you're gonna put on the flap of your envelope. So make sure that you do that first. Then, once you have your piece that's 3 3/4 by 6, then you can cut off that inch, okay? And then make that be your 5 by 3 3/4. So yeah, make that first cut be the 3 3/4 so that you have that piece then to put on your envelope flap. Okay, cinnamon cider. It is then my piece that's 1/8 of an inch bigger. And so that means that it's 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. So let's just go ahead and get this all adhered. Now, I was debating about popping up this layer onto the card front, and I decided not to. But that's certainly an option, all right? There's lots of options when it comes to card making, let me tell you. This is Misty Moonlight, and it is my top folding card, 11 by 4 1/4. All right. Inside I have on all 3 of the cards is it's 4 by 5 1/4 then. So, okay. So this piece here, I can go ahead and adhere that down. I made use of the in colors, not the retiring ones, but the ones that came out this year, that we have the joy of having them for one more year. But wait till you see the new in colors that are coming out. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. They are gorgeous. I'm thinking that pretty soon, like sometime this week, I'm going to have to do a video or a Facebook Live showing those off. So they are stunning. All right, this is just some Just Jade, 3/4 of an inch wide, all right? And then whatever the length, I banner cut it and then chopped it off to be, I don't know, is that like maybe 3 inches? Maybe total length? Who knows? So down that goes. So I just have something in which to kind of have behind my sentiment. And the stamp sets that I'm using for the sentiments are, for this one I have this Borders Abound, but I also use the band together. You're going to see both of these on the cards, whether it's inside, outside, or what have you. So putting on my dimensionals And let's get this popped down. Popped down, popped up. Let's adhere this down. Then I am so sad to see my favorite in color enamel dots retiring. And I am just sad. I love these things. So I have a couple of these that I want to put on. So I'm going to go with the cinnamon cider just to pull out the cinnamon cider that you see here in that layer. And there we go. So just 3 of those pop down. First card is done. Now, what to do with the envelope? Remember I said you have that 2 1/4 inch piece then that you cut off by 6. So all I'm going to do is adhere it down to my envelope flap here. So let me just get some adhesive down. I've done this, I've shown this before. Oh, just be careful, be aware if there's a direction to your paper that you're doing it in the correct direction then. So some of these these flower designs. This one I feel like it's random enough that there's no true direction on that. So all I do now is, let me just make sure that's good and adhered down. And I gotta find my scissors. There we go. So we've been watching some movies and some of the things on that are being streamed, and yeah, I kind of lost track of time, so I didn't get everything together here. So sorry if I'm more scatterbrained than normal. So all right, now the measurement that I gave you of the 2 1/4 by 6 to cover this envelope flap is for the medium-sized envelopes from Stampin' Up. If you have, you're going to have to measure your own envelopes in order to figure out what it would take to cover your flap. So just keep that in mind too. So this is your favorite paper, huh, Sharon? Yeah, I understand. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So, all right, first card is done. Let me move that one out of the way. The next one, again, is allowing that paper to shine. So 3 by 3 is what that piece of Designer Series paper measures. This is one of my favorite because I love the blue and the yellow together. The absolute favorite. So here I have the 3 by 3 of the DSP. That means you could make 4 cards just like this. So keep that in mind too. 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 on my Bumblebee that's layered underneath. Yes, you guessed it. My white is 5 by 3 3/4. Again, I use cinnamon cider for the back, and that's just 1/8 of an inch bigger as well. So let me go ahead and adhere this down. And once again, I used a Misty Moonlight card base, which I will bring into screen here. There we go. And my sentiment, I thought I would pull in some of the greenery from this pattern of paper. So that's done in the Just Jade. Again, from this Borders Abound stamp set. All right. So let me peel the papers off of my multi-million dimensionals. And I will have this then pop down. Got to make sure on this as well that you kind of pay attention to make sure that if it's directional that you have it going the proper way. So I will now put a few more of my favorite enamel dots. And I will do my darndest to put these in a straight line. It's always tough on live to do it in a straight line. Something is always bound to go wonky on it. So let's see how we did. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, all right. Yes, that is how quick a card can be. And like I said, you can make 4 of these in no time at all, cutting that 3x3. So out of those 6x6 papers. Look at that gorgeous envelope. Oh, love it. Okay, there we go. That card is done. Now, the last card. Do you ever wonder sometimes, like, do I really like this color combination? And at first, when I first saw this one here with the roses, I just wasn't sure. But the more I played with it, the more I'm like, yeah, I sure do like that color combo. So color is a big thing for me. I have to love the color before I can really feel good about creating with it. And this one I did. So the paper, the designer series paper on this, let me bring in the pieces for all of this. Let's start here. This is Magenta Madness, top folding, okay? Look at that gorgeous envelope flap. Wouldn't you love to get a card with decorated up like that? Oh, anyway. Can you tell I'm a little excited? My white, that's 5 by 3 3/4, and just jade, 1/8 of an inch bigger. Here again, I'm using that Borders Abound rather for my sentiment in the Magenta Madness ink. All right, so let me go ahead and, well, you know what, before I adhere those two together, let me put these papers on. I have 2 by 3 3/4. All right, now I just changed it up. This one I used the green. Here I have the Bumblebee version then. So this is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. All right, so let's go ahead and get this adhered down. I'm just going to kind of place it here till I like where the placement of it all is. So, all right, I do like that. I do. So let me go ahead. That's another thing that I liked about this paper pack. Yes, it has some really bold designs, but then it has some more neutral, less busy maybe I want to say, designs as well to kind of help break it up. So don't be afraid of this paper pack whenever you see the flowers in it, because you have plenty of options then to, like I say, to kind of tone down the boldness of it, so to speak. So, all right, now let me get my 2 by 3 3/4. And get those two down. Okay, let me slide this just a smidge. There we go. All right. Now, sometimes when I adhere 2 pieces of the papers together, I don't exactly always match it 100%, have them up against each other. So I just cut a little 1/4 inch piece by 3 3/4 of the Magenta Madness cardstock, and that way I can cover up any of my boo-boos of not getting them lined up, and you would never know. There's always a way to fix the boo-boos. So that is mine right there. All right, now I'm going to put this down to the Just Jade. All right. I like pulling out colors within my pattern papers, and you have several in this design of paper to choose from. You have that magenta, you have the jade, the yellow, the bumblebee. Beautiful. All right, now let's put this down onto our card base. I find I don't use the Magenta Madness enough. Don't ask me why, because it's gorgeous. I love it with the bumblebee. Pink and yellow for the longest time was never my favorite, but I'll tell you what, I have gotten used to it, and I have gotten to the point where I'm really loving it. So now you're going to see a lot of pink and yellow from me. So here we go. Let me bring back in my dots, my enamel dots here. And I am going to put the pink ones, or the magenta ones, right over top 3 of them right along this strip of magenta. So it's there and whoops, and yet not there. So I kind of like doing that sometimes too. I don't want to overwhelm it with the embellishments. So that way they kind of blend in and you still let the paper sing. So there it is, card number 3. Like I said, here it is with the bumblebee, here's with the jade as far as the paper goes. And then I flip-flopped this layer underneath as well. So okay, let's get it with its coordinating envelope then too. So let me bring these back out, the cards. Here we go with 1 and 2. Oh, I better bring the envelope because the envelopes are just as pretty and they're part of it. So, and 3. Well, now you can't see the cards. Let's just do this. All right. So, do me a favor. Pull out some of your pattern papers. Start creating with them. Whether you make it the whole background or just little pieces of it, strips, or just a 3x3 piece, and make the paper shine. Hey guys. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, I really, really, really do appreciate it. Now, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Have a great week, and I'll see you later. Bye now.